Yo, what's up my G's, and welcome back to another POV. So this one's gonna be a little more unusual because it's a maintenance video, and you know, I was just out here changing the oil and I thought I might as well just go ahead and make a POV for you guys, especially for new G owners. So if you've never done an oil change before, it's pretty simple, but on the G you'll just come in here, and down here we have the hood latch. Then after you pop your hood latch, you'll come up here, and you know, Japanese cars are really easy to work on. Everything is labeled for you, and the oil filter, I'm going to show you where that's at with the oil pan too. But first you just want to check your oil, make sure your oil levels are right. So my oil levels are okay. It's showing that it's kind of low, but I do have the car kind of slanted up on a ramp right now, so could be pushing some of the oil back. I don't know, maybe I'm dumb, might be overthinking it. But anyways, I'm gonna go in here, drain the oil, make sure that you have a 14 millimeter 3/8 you know, 14 millimeter socket, 3/8 wrench, and oil pan, and somewhere to lift the car. You can use a lift, or you can use these Harbor Freight stands. I got these Harbor Freight stands for like 65. It's a lot easier for me on this car because y'all can see I do have a truck, and on the truck I can just crawl up underneath there, but damn bro. But yeah, I just want to raise the car up like this. I get afraid of jack stands. I mean, I'll use them for whenever I'm working on the wheels and stuff like that of the car, but otherwise I get a little weary about being underneath the car with the jack. As you can see though, first you'll have to go through all the 10 millimeter bolts from the undershield, and mine are kind of like, yeah, they're decently tight. So I'm gonna pull out my 10 millimeter sprocket and get to work. And you also have to do not only the front ones but also the back ones, and it will be a pain if nobody else has worked on the car before, because usually some of these bolts get lost, but there's like 20 of them if they haven't been touched at all. So yeah, but there are some back ones here, especially when I first did my first oil change. These back ones were very confusing because yeah, there are even further ones back, but you guys can see the exhaust though. That's pretty dope. But yeah, no mufflers back there, it's just resonators. And I'm not gonna lie though, like if y'all look bro, like I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but the exhaust shop, they were tripping when they did those fucking welds, because you can see where the heat shields are at and where the old exhaust used to be. Like bro, like I know the white pipe might have been like a little difficult to like latch up to cross over, but like bro, just move the heat shield instead of welding my stuff so low, because this car, the exhaust be scraping bro. Like I don't even, like I'm not even lowered yet in the car, like the exhaust is already scraping on this car bro. It's ridiculous. Damn, it's hot. Look, humid out here boy. Yeah, man. I'm doing this in the middle of some fucking rocks. I wouldn't recommend it. Last time I actually laid on top of something, but this time I'm not, because I'm hard-headed as fuck. And yeah, but as you can see guys, this is your oil pan and this is your oil filter. Now on other vehicles, sometimes the transmission case is a lot further forward, but the transmission case for this car is way further back and it's big as hell compared to the oil pan. So if you fuck up and you go and you drain the transmission case on this car bro, you probably shouldn't work on cars at all. I'm gonna be honest with you, because brain might be a little cooked, you know. First thing you're gonna want to do whenever you're doing your oil change is just obviously turn the filter. Now I've had the car on for a little bit, so the viscosity of the oil can be a lot thinner and it'll run faster. Now some people, they jack this side of the car up higher whenever they're using jack stand, in order to make sure that the oil will drain out of not only the filter but the little nut here a lot faster. Anyways, the filter, you can take this off pretty quick, it'll drain pretty quick. But for how big the engine is on this car, it uses like really small oil filters, man. Like this is a baby oil filter bro. Like you could put this oil filter on like a Toyota Camry bro. But you know, if it's this big ass 3.7 liter V6 though. yeah, after you take off the old oil filter, you can go and then put on the new one, but you'll have to lubricate it up with I mean, you can use some of the oil that's already dripping down, but I'm gonna do that real quick before I start draining out the rest of the drain pan here. When you go to AutoZone, you can get these STP ones, the 6607 XL. These are like really easy to find, really common. They're only about $10. They say up to 10,000 miles, but I only use this once for every oil change. So new filter every change. And I mean, you can use the basic one if you want to as well, but I like my stuff to be extra filtered. And I know some people use the Mobile One oil filter, bro, but that's just like $17 a filter. And I don't know, I just feel like I can't justify that just to filter the fucking oil, because this will do just as good of a job. Siphon off some oil that's already dripping out here and just kind of rub it on the edge. You want to lubricate the inside, brother. Kind of low on oil here. Let me get some of that. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta really lubricate that motherfucker up, because if you don't lubricate this, it will fuck up a lot of shit. So then you can just take it on there and hand tighten it. Doesn't matter if you have oily hands or not when you put this filter on, because you're not trying to put it on there and torque it down, you know, with hella force. Yeah, now take my old oil filter, put it in my newer box, make sure all that oil is out. But you can take your old filters and whatever oil you drain to AutoZone, man. I'm just gonna box this up real quick and then throw it to the side. Come over here, make sure that we have our 14mm 3/8 wrench, and just throw it on there. You don't want to grease it up too much, but oops, I got it the wrong way. But then, there you go. Nice little one untighten is all you need. And when you go back in to tighten this, you don't have to tighten it the tightest, man. You know, just one little extra nudge is all you need. But I don't automatically drain this super fast, but this oil is hot as fuck right now because it's been sitting in the sun, and I had the car on for only like 2-3 minutes, but this oil is pretty warm. But you do not want to do an oil change like when your car is all the way up to temp, bro. You're gonna burn the shit out of yourself. Don't do that. But then you just sit here for a minute, you let it drain. You're gonna sit here in your thoughts, think about like, why the fuck am I doing this to myself? And I can just go and pay like fucking 80 to like 100 for an oil change. And while that may be convenient for somebody who doesn't drive a lot, I'm cheap as fuck and I want to keep buying car mods, so this is what I'm doing. You see that starting to drip out some, so I just put the nut up to it, trying to see if I can get it to build up, and then just yeah, I'm kind of teasing it. I'm a freak. All right, well, I'm not gonna wait 15 years for the rest of this to come out. It's only a little bit of old oil. It's not gonna blow the fucking car up. But getting this nut back in after there's oil, like if you don't have gloves on when you do this, you gonna be struggling, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Boom. See, so the 14mm bolt doesn't really have all that much room to move anyways. So even after you hand tighten it, see, like that, it's always gonna fucking shake you. But you go in there, you tighten it like this, then you go 14, get on there straight, hold down, and then just boom. That's all you need, bro. You don't need to tighten the shit out of your oil pan bolt, because if you strip this or it gets stuck, ooh baby, that's gonna be a lot of money. But yeah, now we get to do the fun part. All right, now the one thing that I will say here is that you don't have to change your oil every 3,000 miles. If you're a more like tedious person like I am, you can. But this car takes about 5.5 quarts of oil, from what I've seen on forums and everywhere else. So I just put in 5.5. You can do 5.2, 5.3, whatever you're feeling, I guess, as long as it's within that 5+ range. Now, the one thing that I will say, instead of buying a bunch of these together, it's gonna be a lot cheaper to just go ahead and buy one of those 5-quart gallons. Because my truck, it takes about 5.2, so I just throw in a 5, and if I'm feeling generous, I'll go and put another one of these in it. But they both use the same oil, so is what it is. I can just next time just buy a regular 5 and then just take a quart from Dollar General, because it's only like $8 there instead of like the 11, and then just split it between the two whoever the fuck needs the oil. Anyways though, the type of oil you're gonna need is 5W30. Now you can use 0W20, but 0W20 cannot handle heat as well whenever it comes to the engine. So if you really drive your car hard, bro, and you're using 0W20, I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna operate, obviously, because it still has to reach a high temperature, but it's not ideal for your engine's lifespan. So if you're if you regularly go to the Nissan dealership, bro, and they're putting 0W20 in your car, bro, fuck that. Start doing your own oil changes. Put 5W30 in it to make sure that your engine has a long life and it performs well, especially when you put it in heavy ass conditions. Got my little funnel from Dollar General, only $1. No point in buying one from AutoZone. Why is that so tight? Anyways, kind of just want to get the oil. You just want to get your little funnel in there like that. I mean, you can freehand it if you want, but I don't want to fuck up my engine cover, which, as you can see, I am missing my emblem. Need to go get a new one. Hand pour it like this, nice and steady with your thumb like this. You can do like the full sideways if you want to, but I prefer to do like this because it goes with the shape of the bottle. I'm actually as pouring. But yeah, we're gonna need about 5.5 quarts, so you're gonna need about 5 of these empty little motherfuckers. First quart down. So now we're gonna put in this last little half a quart, and then after this, all you guys got to do is just turn the car on, turn it off, and check your dipstick, and you should be good to go. So now the only thing we need to do after getting our cat back on and making sure that our dipstick is back in place as well, just go into the car and start it up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna check for any warning lights. But now, after letting the car run for about a minute, all you're gonna do is just turn the car off, and you're gonna go back out, and you're gonna wipe down the dipstick, and then you're gonna reinsert it and check it. So this will have some of the old engine oil on it. So now what I'm gonna do is rub my dipsticky off, shove it right back in there like that. Doesn't have to go all the way back in perfect, but then you just want to kind of hold it straight on the way up to make sure you're checking your levels right. So I do have the car sitting kind of awkward right now, so I don't have a perfect way to look at the oil, but that is fresh new oil. It's not perfect color, obviously, but shit, it's got fucking oil in it, new oil, and it's gonna run fine. So I can give a fuck as long as it's not black, because that truck has had black oil before and then it ran fucking perfectly fine. But that's a Toyota. I mean, it's a Nissan, bro. I mean, shit, like, this car is not unique. At the end of the day, bro, it should be fine. If I blow the fucking engine, I'll go find a new one, but I doubt that I will blow the engine. So now the only thing you got to do after doing that is put your little plastic pan back on, start the car up, whip out, go to a takeover, because that's what every G owner does apparently. Swim through traffic and break many laws, and wear true religion and eriyat all the time, because apparently that's all G37 owners do. Anyways, besides the stereotypes, guys, hope you appreciated a little POV of me yapping in your ear, bro. If you're sitting down eating something while watching this, bro, I hope that shit was smacking. Anyways, see you guys in the next POV. I'm done talking.